So we return to the sixth episode of our IV Odin playthrough, and it's dire. Lost Bosnia has declared war on us. Lost Serbia is our allies, and they have answered the call. But Lost Serbia only has 5,000 troops right now because they still haven't replenished their forces. Uh, yeah, this isn't good. Lost Bosnia has claims on. Oh, I thought they had claims on an allied territory, but maybe not. Actually, I should really. Oh, this is very gamey tactic of theirs. Set a rival and then immediately declare a war. Pop up and pause. Yep. Oh, this is a new icon, war enthusiasm. So, I wonder if we have a war enthusiasm somewhere. Oh, is this happened again? Oh my god. Really? What a bug. Anyway, So gonna have to. And of course we don't have enough of an army size. Oh, it automatically put it up. Yeah, that's up. We are going to. I had started building troops because I knew this was coming eventually. Whether to take loans now or wait. Guess I'll wait. If we can. If they don't come and bring their army and destroy our combined armies, if we can stay put, like this relies on Lost Bosnia not going on the offensive. If we can stay put, I can build some more troops. Lost Serbia I hope will start building some more troops. Okay, they've started building some infantry. At least there they have. Oh, you're building cogs, really? Do we need cogs? That's it. Odd priority, but anyway. They're doing things. We are also building some troops. I'll take this out of mothball. So yeah, if we build some troops and Lost Serbia builds some troops, it's not really rocket science. If those two things happen, we can build enough troops to defeat Lost Bosnia's troops. Lost Bosnia's high American troops are still going to be better than my troops, but Lost Serbia, if it has any sense, it will build enough troops to, because their force limits are roughly equal. So as long as they have as many troops as Lost Bosnia does, which I believe is 8,000 Lost Bosnians, so if Lost Serbia builds another 3,000 troops, then we should be able to win. Assuming that we get one big battle after we've already built our troops, which is a big ask perhaps, but anyway, we'll see. One thing I am going to do is I'm just going to abandon this colony that only has 16,000 people in it, because that frees up a lot more money to support our troops. It's actually enough to support full maintenance. It won't be when we actually build more troops, but... and we'll be taking at least one loan to buy some more. Actually, what is the... This is this critical tech level right now, because we're at Miltech 9. If we had Miltech 10, then cavalry would suddenly have the jump up, but perhaps we're better just building some infantry. I'm going to consult the wiki. So here on the wiki we can see that, so we're currently Miltech 9 and we're using Land Connects, and which has 5 total pips. Obviously I use that because generally defense is better with infantry, because against cavalry the removal of pips from the cavalry's offensive damage is more useful than your own offensive pips with infantry, because the infantry modifier is not as high as the cavalry modifier, and also you want your infantry to hold the line for as long as possible. Now if we go down to High American, we actually find that we're actually lucky it isn't Miltech 10. If we had Miltech 10 and they both have Miltech 9, then it would be a good thing, but them getting Miltech 10 would really hurt us a lot. Currently 6 versus 5 is obviously rather close. 8 versus 5 is not close. So it's good it happened now. And so will they be using ambush infantry, plains warriors, or tomahawk warriors? If we see here, like, they're building a pike infantry will be fielded here. What does mine say? Does that say Lands Connection? So pike infantry. Let's actually just search pike. Ah. Really? That would be interesting. It would be interesting if Lost Bosnia used Eastern units. Maybe I've got it completely wrong, and that High American are yeah, maybe that's actually in some ways better. Like obviously they still have an advantage there, but I mean in some actually let's check cavalry. So with our Western technology, our cavalry will still be fairly bad. Well, Northwestern Knights will be bad, 3 pips. Would have 8 if we'd had Miltech 10. But here we have 5 pips for Eastern, 9 for Miltech 10. So if they're Eastern, then we'll be versing Stradiotti cavalry. If they're High American, we'll be versing some North American horsemen with also again with 5 pips. Could be interesting. So in that sense, will we? Hopefully they're not moving. No. So I think we can. I guess we can let them cap those provinces to buy us time to rebuild our morale and hopefully get some more units on the ground. 2nd of May. That is a long time. When's that coming out? 28th of April. Whoa. And they're not building anything in that province. On reflection, I should have shown you the horrific lead up to this battle. But anyway, we won it very narrowly. Essentially, what happened was that the Lost Bosnians came down. They successfully sieged Gratland, and while they were doing that, Lost Serbia decided to move its army, and it went to Madra. And then, for some reason, it decided to go to Jafre and then up to Dion Baga. So while it was going into Jafre, Lost Bosnia went into Sepakal. Actually, no, what happened was that, so they were kind of in Madra. People were still in Gratland. And Lost Serbia got its troops from Jafre and then into Dion Baga before they moved up to there, and then they saw that this was sieging, and then Lost Bosnia moved its troops in, and this horrific thing where this one Lost Serbian infantry unit was going to go into Jafre to get to Dion Baga and thus hit this massive, well, not massive, but this 8k stack of Lost Bosnian troops and thus instantly lose. And luckily the Lost Serbian AI decided not to do that and to cancel that movement, and then waited until the Lost Bosnians were in Dion Baga. I'd carefully moved my troops and got into Dion Baga just after the Lost Bosnians had engaged the Lost Serbians. So we were holding there, and this one unit of Lost Serbians, then after the Lost Bosnians engaged, then goes Jafre, then Dion Baga. I'm like, why don't you just go straight to Dion Baga? And yeah, comes in, holds the line just that bit. Meanwhile, I'm trying to desperately get this 1,000 infantry that I've built so far over to support this. Don't get there in time, but for some reason the Lost Bosnians, who had a better general, I guess the terrain penalties helped us. They were winning the morale war. They were winning on morale and winning on units, and then partway through the battle suddenly they started losing troops at a faster rate than we were losing troops. So they lost simply on number of troops lost, not on number of... Oh, actually, that possibly the fact that the cavalry, because it was like 8,000 versus 8,000, like straight, like unit on unit frontage, no flanking. Possibly those cavalry just didn't stand up defensively as well, and then obviously by losing those cavalry troops they then lost a lot of their offensive capability. I don't know what went on right there, but for whatever reason we started winning on troop numbers and killing more of theirs than they were killing ours, but the morale was very tenuous. And then that 1k finally came in, and then that slightly tipped the balance and the Lost Bosnians fled. So that was a successful battle, but it was really tight, and I thought we were actually going to lose the entire war just because Lost Serbia had gone in so early. So I've spent almost a year trying to get in the position where I can gang up with Lost Serbia against Lost Bosnia's stack, because if I peace out now and take the territory, then those will become rebels, and I can't defeat those rebels, which is unfortunate. Do I have any? So, I'm really gonna have to do this. I may need to make them a vassal instead. Or maybe I should just build more. How many loans do I have right now? That's a lot of loans. That's a lot more loans than I realised I had. Okay, let's take one more loan, build as a last ditch effort 2 knights, send the fleets to pick them up, and we'll peace out when we have our 10 units, because we might be able to sway it. The rebels might become weaker. Okay, it's going to be a huge pain to subdue this territory, so I think what we're going to do is actually force them to be our vassal, force them to take on our religion, and then give us all their money. And that might... oh, okay, need to scale back the money slightly. That might be enough. Because the other issue here is that as soon as we peace out, they being Lost Serbia, is going to rival us, and we're going to be their war target. They have a marriage with us, a royal marriage, so that will stop them declaring war, in theory, for a while. But then, as soon as their monarch dies or my monarch dies, whichever happens first, they'll declare war on us. And obviously, Lost Bosnia could be a powerful vassal in that fight. I'm also aware of the fact that Lost Serbia has taken exploration ideas, and Lost Bosnia has taken defensive ideas, so it has religious and defensive, and they have administrative and exploration. So essentially, Lost Serbia is going to start colonizing, and the sooner we take them out, the better, because it will stop them colonizing more territory. So this might end up being the best strategy. Maybe I should have done this like a year ago, but anyway. What we have here is one of the weirdest reformed starting locations I've seen. The Reformed Church has started in Moldova, and that is very east. It actually means that the Reformed and the Protestant churches aren't really going to butt up against each other at all. I'm not sure how well this will really survive, because Moldavia is not really a power player, and especially given that it's a vassal of Poland. So I don't think it would switch to, well, even if it did switch to reformed, it wouldn't really have much of a say in, I guess, pushing its faith elsewhere. But I mean, it could end up in a, could take root in these Orthodox provinces that don't really have anything helping them out, and completely cut off the Orthodox Church, or cut them off from the Orthodox Church in Russia. It's currently infecting Poland, though, so it would, if Poland turned reformed, that would certainly be an interesting turn of events. Currently, we are we're losing money due to our large army that don't really want an army, but at the same time I need an army because there's going to be repercussions if I let the Bosnians and Serbs push me around. Who really knows? Actually, can I end this? Maybe I should end the alliance at some point. Maybe when my current ruler dies. When Snorri Gildenpalm comes to the throne, then he can wipe out the Serbs, or invade the Serbs. I'll deploy annex Lost Bosnia at some point. Given the current game style anyway, I'm not too concerned with being too fast, because things are going slowly anyway, so I'm in no rush. Because I have a tiny country trying to get a foothold in the New World, which will then allow me to invade Northern Europe. I have to bide my time. I have to be patient. And then almost as soon as I am pause, this happens. So, yeah, this could be a problem. Because Denmark can hurt me. On the other hand, maybe Denmark doesn't want to hurt me. Like, do they really want to invade Iceland? Like, take an Iceland province here? If they force me out of Iceland, then that will actually remove my foothold in the North Sea trade node, which provides a lot of my income. What am I... What? Oh, en route, yeah. Because I only just got Diplo 8, which allows me to have the trade range to get from there to there. So as I alluded to earlier, now that I've completed one of these colonies, I'm going to probably be like stepping back on the colony front so as to get money back, support this army, and maybe actually conquer some other people. Conquering Lost Serbia could be a handy thing to do, especially since they only... Why do they only have 2k? They seem to have really pared back on their army. But anyway, so let's see what's going on here. Core preferences. Is that going to take time? Oh, oops. This one is going to take time. Oh no, it's instant because it's a colony. Why? Why? That doesn't really make sense. Either that is a bug, or there was some kind of native tribe that has migrated from there, maybe? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway. We'll now use our positive balance to slowly get back to replaying all these loans that we have here. Or not repaying them, maybe keeping them and using them to invade Lost Serbia. But it all depends on when someone, either my ruler or their ruler, dies, because our royal marriage makes it difficult to declare war. So our traders have encountered a strange Vinland, in fact. We don't know where they are. All we know is that they are trading and that they have power upstream, downstream, somewhere. Yes, downstream. So, we now know that this whatever, that is where Vinland has trade power. It seems like Vinland has only recently had trade power here, or has only recently discovered the trade node that we're in, maybe? We still don't even know where our trade node is, so perhaps we should get to doing that. So I've ordered some troops to come home, and they're going to explore the island of Humbug. Let's just hire a... Oh, Snorri could... Oh no, but Snorri won't do the actual exploration. Conquistador. We have ample sword mana right now, so let's give Barad Hafisfjord and... cannot hunt for 7 cities because of that. So it should be around here. So let's just order him there-ish, and we'll see what happens. Now, Aragon could have invaded. Well, Aragon's spent a lot of time just being very passive. In fact, the Iberian Peninsula is very stable right now. Nothing's really happening there. So it seems that we didn't actually find it. It's in that province there. So finally we'll discover our own trade node. We now suddenly have a lot more power there. Not sure why. We're all just biding our time for 1524 when I'll be able to start integrating Lost Bosnia, and then after that I will probably move into Lost Serbia killing mode. Interesting. Grain. How boring. Just do a little check. Centers of the Reformed Church are here, and somewhere, maybe? Oh. There might have been one in... Oh, that's weird. I could have sworn Switzerland switched to Reformed, but evidently it switched back to Protestant, and then got rid of the Reformed centre, which was somewhere. Yeah, it must have been in there. So there are only 2 Reformed centres, and there are 3 Protestant centres. All Scandinavia is now converted. We'll see how the 30 Years' War kind of scenario ends up happening. And let's just take a look at... that's boring as well. We can, however, look at the areas and see how these turned out. Kalifornsky is an amusing province name. Well, that is a strangely shaped area. Felter is very tenuous. I'm thinking perhaps there are mountain ranges, and that's actually what we can't see here. But we'll find that out. Oh, that's good. We have got colonial enthusiasm without even getting our... Do we get double colonial enthusiasm? Maybe. And now we begin the annexation of Lost Bosnia. 5 per month. That's expensive. Annex Lost Bosnia prestige. What are we doing here? We'll just keep that. There probably was a mission that we could have got something from, but anyway. And the integration is about to complete. Who shall we be? So diplomatic reputation is negged. We have annexed them. We get their army, which consists of our units. We can sort of support that. So we have 9 and 5. Let's just get rid of one of the infantry. Yep. Move that. Oh, okay, don't move that. Guess we'll just increase maintenance enough to get them in a line together. And we shall... Yep, it's all estates. It's all good. Hopefully Serbian will become an accepted culture. This... Oh, that's useful. But yes, it should. And... oh, they gave us some ships. Do we want those cogs? May as well have them. Yeah, and now we are accepting Serbian, which will be useful when we invade these Serbians. Now, that is probably a good time to stop for the weekend. I don't know whether this game will be picked up for much longer because, well, whether I'll be playing it for much longer because Stellaris comes out on, well, technically on Monday, but it will come out so late at night on Monday, my time in Australia, that it may as well be Tuesday. So I may be neglecting this game completely to play Stellaris, but maybe not. Maybe we'll intermittently come back to it and finish it off, because we have gone rather a distance. In geographic terms, we've, I guess, tripled our size, but that's because Reykjavik started off rather large. We have lots of good provinces now, and if we, oh, that's still a useless pie chart there. If we were to go to country, and we find ourselves, we now have 96 development. So given that we started off with 3, that's a huge increase. We have a decent income coming in. Like, that's some good monthly income. And what are our costs currently? So Sepical is costing a lot in state maintenance, but let's actually see. Does it have a kind of thing that shows you the value of the state? States and territories. So you need to, like, turn a territory into a state to see actually how worth it was to do that, but this is some good land, so I'm sure it was worth it. Now, oh, okay, well anyway, I'll see you on the internet as per usual.